Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be my showcase of Lex Luger Hall of Fame without the gear. Lately I've been liking to do my previews with the gear as well, but with a Hall of Famer they have two gears, and it completely changes the way Lex plays, so it's just not... they're going to be two separate previews, so I apologize for that, but I gotta do two separate. Also, I had some people asking why I didn't do Lex first since he's the free one. It's because he's Hall of Fame. He has two gears, and by the time I'm done, I'll probably have more time in the Lex previews than I do in all the rest of them combined. Because once you add in those gears, there's a lot of stuff you can do, and it completely changes the way he plays, and you just have to try a bunch of different stuff. So that's why. Plus, I dislike the two gear Hall of Fame method personally, so I did my least favorite thing to do last, because there's so much to do. So that's why. Great news about Lex is he's free, and his trainer is dope. These Hall of Fame trainers are great, all color gems, 2 MP, they're super useful. It kind of almost takes away the need for any of the niche gem trainers to a point if you have all of these, because they have the universal rainbow damage. And then you also get the kick-out damage increase as well. So fantastic trainer. Everyone should want him for that. This is the main thing I look for in the freebie, the B tier each month, is how good is the trainer. This trainer's top-notch, very useful. So you're going to want to get him, and you're going to want to take him to 6-star, simply for the trainer. He does have a link, Hall of Fame, any color moves start with 4 more MP, very good showdown link. And he's got 3 total gears, the stock gear, the silver Hall of Fame gear, and the gold Hall of Fame gear. It doesn't matter what order you get them. One of the extra gears gives you 2 MP. When you get the second one, it gives you 200% extra gem damage, which will certainly be impactful on at least one build in one way we play him. So there's that. So we're going to get in here, take a look, and like I said, Lex is about his trainer. For that reason alone, I want him at gold on my roster, and he's going to have long-term value that way. So let's get in here, get going, see what he's got. We're going to start off with move damage, which I'm kind of hesitant to do, simply because he doesn't have a buff. And for those of you that have ever went on a tour or in a match and your move damage guy hits for 0, it's because they have high tier metals. If you take this move damage set against a high tier metal like tier 3 Fury, tier 2 armor, tier 3 takedown, he's going to hit like a wet noodle, so I try not to do it. But I think some people will be using him, right, if you didn't get Goldberg and stuff, so I do think it's important to show. It's 100% move damage strap, which is probably a little much, but it is what it is. And I have the red move damage takedown on there. It's 200% for this moveset. Honestly, guys, the red, while it looks good and you're like, oh man, this could be good, there's a lot of plate options and stuff, not so much. Anyway, let's get started. Running knee lift, 7 MP red, deal 530k damage, 3x2 area swap into reds. You choose that. It's also a reversal. The opponent generated at least 1 trap gem, then deal 530k, make 49 random traps into multiply gems of strength 5, and steal their turn. So obviously hard counter to anyone throwing out traps. So DK Cena, stuff like that, he would hit, theoretically he would hit hard that way, but you're going to overwrite most of your multiply gems. You're going to get... With the snap scoop slam, 9 MP red, 540k damage, makes 17 randoms into 2-turn jugs that will make 2 random into blast. So that's 34 blast gems, covering up a whole lot of the multiply gems. So you're only left with 15 times 5. Probably could have went about that maybe in a different way. I don't know. And then you make 3 random gems into red gems. So you're gonna blow up the board. Finisher. This is the only thing the finisher really works with. Deals 4 million damage, high base damage, but no buff to go with it. And then decrease the Juggernaut timers by 2. So that sets this off and blows up the board. Entourage for this. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit more obtainable trainers. I say that as there's Snoop in here. He is on the speed tour. I think more people have him. If you don't have him, I mean, whatever red move damage person you have with this build, honestly, guys, it's not going to matter. I didn't use Gooker. The damage isn't going to be insane. You got Balor, you got Butch, Brett for red finisher, and then 40% here. Whatever, I think Cross is like 30%, so it's not that much less. I think Tech Cross is. I could be wrong there. Naya's 30%. She's definitely not free to play friendly. Gooker's 75%. Anyway, there's some options. It's breakfast. So gameplay loop in this, you're going to put the 3x2 area out. That's going to fill the rest of your stuff. Slight cascade risk. Then you throw your juggies out. And then you hit your finisher. You can see we hit for 26 million on the finisher, but because we're takedown, we're going to blow up the board for a paltry 4.5 million. So it's a 28 million pin. That's about what you're looking at out of that. Now, we could, assuming you're not going against someone with max metals, you could use the NWO plate. If you're going to say, what about the blasting off plate or Titan plate? They don't work. On this moveset, they don't go off before the jugs. I'll show you that with the gem damage version of this build, and show you that they don't work. Okay, so there's really only one plate, and as far as like takedown, if you put a red Royal Rumble, it's going to add like maybe 2 million damage, so it's a huge waste of a red Royal Rumble on this. But there is the NWO plate, which we can put on him, and it's not an ultimate, smarty pants. Right here, tested loyalty. When you break 6 or more red gems, increase your red move damage by 75%. Gives you another 75% red move damage. Nothing earth-shattering, which I'll show you, but it is a little bit extra. Of course, this is the move that makes that go off. And now you can see finishers 29 million. And 3.65 here. Do keep in mind, if you go on even on a tour and they have tier 3 medals, you're probably going to hit for 0 with this finisher. So, you know. And your total pin is 33 million. So it's okay. It's going to be a 2-cycle win. It's nothing crazy, but it's okay. Okay, so let's go to, this is the only build that has Santa Hogan on it. And it's going to be the gem damage version of what you just saw. Wow, words are hard. And I will use this to show you that the plates aren't working, right? Or don't work, because of the way they interact with the jug move. So we're going to go completely gem damage. We'll switch the strap. Again, I mean, like, with Fury, you're definitely going to hit 0 with anyone with higher metals. So I didn't put a red move damage metal with Fury on this. 100% Fury 2s, right? And let's just change the move order so I can 2-click it. And you, of course, could 3-click this. But it's still 7 MP, so you'd basically use Piper and then drop Santa. I'm literally just doing this to speed it up a little bit. It wouldn't be very much more damage. It would be similar, or Bulldog and then drop Santa and then put Sammy on there, something like that, right? It won't add that much more damage. I'm just going to show you how this is here. All right, so we're just going to put the jugs out, hit the finisher with a gem damage set, and then I'll put the blasting off plate and show you the damage, and then I'll put the Titan plate and show you the damage. It's going to be the same. This is really nice gameplay though, 2-click. In the finisher, you know, if we had a 200% gem damage, or sorry, yeah, 200% red Fury metal on here, the finisher probably hits for like 12 or 15, but again, that's going to be zeroed out often. So your total pin with a nice cascade is 21 million. With a nice cascade. Of course, we don't keep Sammy down. And again, we have class advantage on Sammy for all of this. Keep that in mind. Okay. And that was more realistic without a big cascade, 18.5 million, right? So We had like a 23 and then an 18.5. Now, let me put Titan plate on. Gotta find it, gotta find it. Where it do be. There it is. Whenever you make 8 or more blast gems, increase all your gem damage by 200%. Because of the way the juggernauts are interacting, it is not going off. Which is weird, because like on Striker Dom, his goes off, but this one it doesn't. I don't know why. I don't have a good answer for you. But anyway, it's not important. What's important is that at the time I'm recording this, that's the way this is working. No idea if intended or not. And you can see we hit for 19 million, exactly the same. So it won't help you on turn 1. It will help you on turn 2 because it's more than one turn. So this will hit much harder on turn 2. Again, Red Royal Rumble Plate is not going to add very much to this. Maybe like 3 million on the first one. Second one here, it would add a lot more. You can see we went up to 25 million. Still not crazy, right? Even with that. So yeah. Okay. And then let me show you the blasting off real quick as well. So you can see that also, I think it's called blasting off, right? Whenever you make 8 or more blast gems, 8 random gems into multiply gem strength 8, you'll see that one also doesn't work until after the move is over, which doesn't do you any good. Again, second time through, it would work, but not first time through. It would work simply because they're already on the board, by the way. You can see no multiplies went out. Big cascade, 21 million, same as all the other ones. There's your multiply gems. And there'll be some here for this turn. Not a lot, but a few. So second time through is fine, but first time through it's not doing anything. Red Row Rumble will work every time. It's just not going to add a lot of damage. So this is not your showboat of choice, guys. Like Waller's significantly better. This is a card you want for the trainer, right? Without gears. Gears will completely change things. And there's definitely a plate setup that can be good, which we'll discuss in this when we get there. But this one isn't it. Okay, so next move set is his botch set. There is a green botch trainer that is also Muscle Man Bray, Striker Bray, so I'm not going to use that trainer with a no gear video because you're probably not going to have him if you're not using gear, unless you're super lucky. But you would use Bray if you had him. That would be the better trainer, Muscle Man Bray, for this moveset. And instead, any 2 green MP will work. I'm just using R-Truth because he was free. Vertical Suplex, 7 MP, 490k damage, choose 9 to make into yellow, pretty straightforward. Leaping Elbow, 8 MP yellow, 540k damage, choose a 5x7 area to make into botch gems. Hardcore, if the opponent's class is a striker, first deal 540k damage and choose a 1x6 area to make into multiply gems of strength 10. Obviously big advantage for that against a striker. And then running Forearm Smash, 10 MP yellow, deal 1 million damage, plus it's a very small 230k bonus damage for every botch gem. This is way too small in my opinion, needs to be bigger. Then Finisher, deal 1 million damage, choose a 3x7 area to swap into green gems, pin the opponent. So by the time you're done, this is what we're going to look like. Apparently I didn't have the loadout saved, so we'll just swap the botch trainer in real quick. 50% for Stacy. Either Becky adds 60%, slightly more, but we're only getting 345k on 35 gems, which is not that much. Let me math that for you. 345k times 35 gems is only 12 million. That's what I mean by the botch damage to start with. The base is just far too low, in my opinion, right? It should be at probably at least double minimum. But, you know, I don't design the cards, so I just play them for you. All right. I'm going to go against Sammy, even though he's a striker. I'm not going to place the multiply gems, because I think it lets me, because that's going to definitely skew what you're going to do against most people, right? So you do 2-3 yellow matches to load it. That's why Hogan is on there. So you don't have to be super risky. I tried to cascade anyway. And then you choose your botch area, but the multiply gems happen first. I'm not going to place them because, you know, you can't always count on a striker, and I just want to show you guys what he hits. The weird thing is, I don't know if I read all the moves either. Did I read the finisher? Yeah, I did. The finisher area is a 3x7, which I don't understand because you lose a column of botch gems. It should really be 2x7. Right? So you don't lose any botch gems. It would also pick up the multiply gems. The finisher wiping out a column of botch gems just makes no sense, and it actually makes it much worse than if it was a 2x7. But you can see what happens here. You'll see the damage, and it's only 18 million. In feud, everybody's going to kick out of that. We did keep Sammy down here. There are botch plates, of course, you can use. Rock's Finery, the Hitman's Jacket to drain MP. And if you're going to use that, that's probably what you do. It does recycle. That's the good news, right? Now, plate for this one. This, we can use a plate that works. Botch Slap. Whenever you make 8+ botch gems, make 8 random gems of multiply gems strength 8. Now, let me grab my strap up stuff here. All right. Your trainer setup, if you have it, I would change from Stacy here to Chelsea, right? If you're going to use the botch slap, all right, game. Oops, that's not where I want to go. And let's go against Powerhouse Steiner. If you're going to use the botch slap, I would change to Chelsea here, because then you're going to get green gem damage 40%, and then that 60% multiply on the multiply gems, which we're going to get 8 of them, so that's quite nice. And let's see what we do for a total on this one. This is also why we have the gem damage strap equipped to him, right? And not armor or something like that. Because the botch gems, the multiply gems are going to do more damage than anything else we do, most likely. Yeah, again, I don't understand why the 3x7 of the greens. Did I put the wrong plate on? Yes, of course I did. Oops, I also force closed the app closed. There we go, quit. My bad. What is the game doing now? I messed it all up. That's okay, you guys are used to it. I'm like, wait, new multiply gems went out. That's because you didn't put the right plate on, dude. The scuffest of the scuff. All right. Back in here. And this preview is already getting pretty long, so you guys can see why I didn't want to also do the gear. Because it gets really long, and then it's really 2 different characters with and without gear, to be honest. Okay. Let's pick the botch slap instead. There we go. That's the one we want. 8 or more botch gems, 8 random gems into multiplied gems, strength 8. Let's try this again. And again, we have Chelsea on in this one, since we're using the botch plate for the multis. 2-3 yellow matches. Okay. It's only 23 million. Just not, even with the botch slap, it just doesn't really add up. You know what I mean, guys? It just doesn't really happen for it. Let's try it against Sammy because he is a striker. And then we get those extra multiply gems. So if you want to do like class advantage, specifically you're trying to get him with a striker with the botch slap. And we're also, the nice thing about this, let me get the moves loaded, is you can tell this is designed specifically for the botch slap plate, because there's exactly enough space to fit all of the gems, right? When we hit the hardcore, it's a 1x6. And that leaves exactly 8 spaces for the botch slap to fill in. So these two columns are all multiply gems. That's how you can tell it's completely designed to use with the botch slap. And this should be better. Let's see what he can do. Still only 34 million though, guys. You know what I mean? So, you know, there is one last thing to cover. It's this moveset. This moveset without plates is rough. I'm just going to say that. I'll run it for you without plates, though. The one we have on isn't going to do anything, so, but I'll take it off now. All right. It's actually the setup we're running right now. We're just swapping in the column break move. Military press slam, 500k. Make 35 random gems into column breaks. And then we're going to change and go back to the attitude adjustment finisher here. Actually, I don't think we've used it yet. 10 MP finisher, 4.9 million damage. Choose a 7x7 area to swap into green gems, pin the opponent. Again, I'm not going to use the yellow. I mean, I guess I will. Just know that if you go against anyone with higher level metals, this is going to be a 0 on the move damage. But this way you can at least see against people without tier 3 takedown, fury, and tier 2 armor what you could hit for, I suppose. It should be pretty spicy-ish. And by pretty spicy, I mean not really, but comparatively to what you've seen so far. You can see the finisher's doing 13 million move damage. We're not going to get a lot of gem damage this way, though, guys, without plates. Same thing, 2-3 matches to load the finisher. Okay. So 13 mil move damage, and then let's see what we get for gem damage. You also have to place the area, which is kind of weird. Not really sure why. 23 million total with a class advantage. This is not good without plates. And keep in mind that 13 million of that is very likely gone fairly often, depending who you're playing against. So 10 million gem, 13 million move, 23 total. Again, another 2-cycle winner. Nothing to slow him down, no stun, no MP drains, you know, no subs. But this moveset, you can, if you, you can put a yeet drip on, but it's still, well, let me just show you. How about we do that? If you have a yeet drip, this is not where you want to put it without gears for sure. And I will show you. That's the wrong plate. I'm doing great. Devil's drip, buddy. Right here. Whenever you make 6 or more column breaks, 7 random gems into multiply gems of strength 7, which we are making 35. And then the yeet plate, whenever you make 6 or more, increase all your gem damage by 500%. So, let's see how Lex can do with this. We're going to use the same setup. Yeah, but with this setup, you can do something different. So throw your column breaks out first. See where the multiplies go and the column breaks go. Yellow is his primary color. So you could load the finisher for the move damage. And then if you were going to do that, you would choose first. But what I want to do is not do that. So what we're going to do is look to make a row break down here. You can see that'll blow up the whole board because this lined up. And then we'll make all the multiply gems we can yellow, which is all of them. So this is about as hard as you can possibly hit this way. Unless I screwed something up, which, you know, is entirely possible. Let's see. No, I broke the whole board. 46 million. So that's by far his best moveset without risk, but still 46 million is not a good use of your yeet drip plate. With his gear, obviously it's going to change that total, but this is without the gear. And let me show you just in case you want to see what he would do with the finisher in all greens. So if you're doing it that way, less thinking for sure. You are, of course, going to get that extra 13 million on the finisher, but you can't really count on that. And then all of your multiplies are green. The whole board is green, so. $45 million, and then the 13 million finisher for 57. So with a yeet drip, he's sort of okay. But that's, if you have a yeet drip, unless you have a bunch of extra, this is not the place for him, guys. There's free characters that are way better with him, like Trickster R-Truth, like Trickster Macho Man. So yeah, that's going to be it for the preview on him without gear. Like I said, he's about the trainer. I want him, and I want him at 6-star gold for the trainer, and I'm super glad he's free, right? So that's what he's about, is his trainer. In particular, without gears. Gears will definitely do stuff for him. That preview will be interesting to see how hard he hits. So this is my rating of him, like, without gears. Without gears, he's not a fighter I would ever use unless required, right? Like, I'd much rather have Waller, probably even Showboat Chad Gable, I think. Simply because he doesn't have any way of slowing you down, and you're going to get hit in the face pretty hard. Maybe not. I mean, I guess you could probably use MP down and do a couple 2-cycle wins, potentially, but it's all really risky that way, and not really the way I want to play. So, yeah. He's a coach, trainer. That's what he is. So let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this showcase without gears. Probably tomorrow for his showcase with the gears. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. Yeah, I absolutely love the trainer. That's huge. That's actually one of the big things I look for in the freebie. So I'm stoked about his trainer.